Hello, hello. Here we are again to do our daily bind rune. Today, a kind of funny part is because the person asked me a kind of um, bind rune. I was talking with the person here to check what the person basically really wants. Because the person wants to basically find someone. The person wants to find a new partner, maybe to start a family. We're doing some jokes here internally about that maybe he should not say that on the first date or something like that. So today we are doing a bind rune, and as I said, the bind rune today is to find a new partner. One thing that I think that is interesting to say on the live is that, of course, first of all, for people that are watching, I'm speaking English, but if you say something in Portuguese, if you send some message in Portuguese, I will answer that em português and then putting that in English too. So, saying that em português. So, se você mandar alguma coisa em português, sinta-se à vontade, eu vou falar em português contigo também. So, basically, we'll do the bind rune. We're kind of talking about the real intention, and the intention is to find a partner, our new partner, and partner in this case, as a relationship partner. So let's see what the runes have to say. I hope you are hearing me well and this kind of thing. I know that Mamu, you are here. Probably, can you just send me a okay if everything is working while I'm preparing here to do the bind rune. Okay, you send there you. I'll consider that that's okay. Okay, so let's see what the runes have to say for this person that it's asking for this bind rune. Again, the bind runes that I do are kind of personal, and when I mean personal is that I'm doing for this person specifically, because there is a kind of concept that I use that is called the magic adage. It's something like a magical advice from the runes. So if you want something similar, oh, I want to find a new person for a relationship too, I recommend that you ask for me to do a bind rune. You can ask your bind rune every Wednesday. I open the request box because basically these are devices for this specific person. If you want to do the same thing, maybe the runes have different advice for you. So let's see what the runes have to say for this person here to find a new partner for a relationship. Okay, just shaking here my rune bag. Make sure that it's mixed and this kind of thing so we don't have problems. Okay, first rune that we have for this person is Dagas. So let's put here. So it's Dagas. Kind of interesting rune to start this bind. And the second rune for this medical advice is, let's check here, Berkana. Whoa. Okay, Berkana e Dagas. We can for sure do some very interesting thing with these two runes. So yeah, these are the runes that we'll be using today, and of course that it's very easy to kind of bind them together, and that's what we'll do right now. So let's just remove here a little bit of the opacity of this one just to leave it there so we can see what they are. So what we'll be doing here today will be something like this. I will be putting the gas here. We have to cross it correctly here so it's, yeah, something like that. And then we'll have Berkana here, and Berkana will do that. I'm using kind of two Berkanas, mirrored one with each other, because I think that will be better. We could try to do something with the Dagas too, maybe mirror that too, but in a different perspective. if I mirror that, if I just basically do this, I'm kind of mirroring that on the top too. That could be something interesting, but I don't know if it will become good or not. So we'll see on the final if we do this on the top or not. So let's just reduce here again the opacity, and let's start to do that right now. Okay, so first of all, we want to do the gas. Another thing is that I'll start on this side here. Let me just reduce it here, the opacity a little bit more, so it does not bother us. And I'll start from this side here because I don't want that to cover here the signature. So I'll put that this way. And another thing is that we'll try, I hate when this tool does that. We'll try to do that in 45 degrees. I don't know if that will be enough or not. Yeah, it will be. So let's now, oops, again, let's go to a new layer so we can cut that without problems. And here we are, we have our dagas already. So now we'll just need to clear that here so it stays kind of good for us. That's the only place where I have to cut it. And now let's do here on the border of this side, and let's cut here, and that's it. So now we can just go here and clean that. Okay, and clean here. Okay, if you have any questions or anything related to the runes that I'm using and this kind of thing, just send that on the chat. I'll be very glad to answer any question that you have. So continuing here, let's do now our Berkana. And Berkana, there is a kind of interesting thing, is that we want basically to have, the first thing that we want is something like this, right? And then we'll put another layer here. We want to go to the top, and that's the point where I want to check here, because what I want is that the Berkana will not be bigger than the dagas. So I think that we'll use something like that. And to do that the way that I want, I need to, let me just check here if I'm using different layers. Oh shit. Let's undo here because I didn't do that in different layer. Again, that quite happens sometimes, so sorry for that. So again, let's do here. That's good at some perspective because then I can do the lines for Berkana a little bit smaller, because as we said, we want to make the dagas bigger than the Berkana. So again, this rule is okay, and now we can come here and do this. So if you look here, we have our Berkana already. Good. So let's first of all clean this side here, so we can come here, we can delete here, and we can come on this one here and delete here. Later on we'll basically go and do kind of the interlacing the runes, you know, kind of binding really them together. Now we'll just go, we still have things to clean here, but we can turn the rule now and start to do here. So first of all, let's start to do something here. So we are deleting here this leftover from the top, and we want to do the same thing here with this part here on the middle. And now we'll move to this guy here, and we'll delete this part. Now we remove the rule and finish to clean here, finish to clean here, and finish to clean here. Okay, good. We have our Berkana, we have our dagas. Let's now just check a little bit if we can do something to do that something. I think that we'll usually use this concept here. I don't think that we'll do something different. I don't think that it will worth to try to do something different. I'll just check here, do some test, just to make sure that, because if I do something like that, probably the middle will become quite complicated to understand, which at some perspective will not be good. So let me just check here, where is the, okay, this is the guy here that I have to turn. I think that I duplicated 2 times the same layer. So let's do one thing. Let's just remove the dagas for now. This is the center, and this is what is missing there. So now we duplicate this guy and return, yeah. So as you can see, if I try to do the same thing with the Berkana, although I like the shape that it created, it becomes much more complicated to try to understand what is happening here, which at some points I don't like it, but on the others I have to say that I like the shape that it came on the final. Fuck. Yeah, we'll use that. I really like the shape. Yeah, and because we'll interlace, then we'll still be able to check the dagas, to put the dagas in a kind of more bigger perspective than the other. So yeah, let's go with that because I really like it. And again, this means that we can create this feeling that the dagas is still has a bigger priority, let me say this way, than the others. So let's start to play here to interlacing these rooms. So first of all, this is here, this is here, so I think that we'll have to delete this area here, this area here. Yay, here we are. Same thing on this side, same thing on this side. Okay, we'll have to just do one thing, because I realized right now that the rule, okay, I realized one thing right now is that the lines are not totally on the same position, but that's not exactly a problem. We can just move the rule a little bit and still have the same effect that we want here. So doing that, first of all, we are putting the dagas passing over these interlacing points here, and because of that we'll do the dagas pass under at this point here. So we do this here and we do this here. So we are at kind of create some feeling that there is this interlacing between them. Perfect. So we have a red part. So now what we want is that the bind runes, especially these parts here, kind of do have the same kind of feeling. So what I'll do is that I'll give a priority for the Berkana here. So we are passing here and here. And let me just do one thing here. We'll change a little bit this format here, because this way we'll have that working, maybe not how I wanted, but yeah. Okay, so I'm making it pass one here, and here I'll make it pass down, so it will have the impression that things are really interconnected. So here we'll make it pass on the opposite, it will be here. I really like this process of doing, this thing of interlacing the rooms this way. I have to say that it's one of the most funny, let me put this way, parts for me to doing with the bind rooms. However, if I'm doing this way, this guy here didn't have the thing, but yeah, now we can do that. So again, move the rule, came here, go to this layer and delete it here, delete it here, and on this other shape here, like we did on the other one, we'll go on the opposite side, so not this one, yeah, this one, and we are deleting it here. So it kind of creates a very interesting shape that we are having things being tied together, let me put this way. But then we want to do something. There is a kind of very interesting point, is that because we have these connections here happening on the middle, it does not give us the impression that it's a Americana. It seems that there is some strange thing here happening. So we'll do small cuts here, and we'll do these small cuts on the opposite direction about what is happening here. And what I mean by that is that, for example, here it's passing over, this guy here is passing over, so we'll do the cut on this guy here. So let's see, where is he? Here it is. Oops. Yeah, that's right, but it's okay. I thought that there was on another layer. This is the layer that I want. So now we have the, the part of the Americana here passing a little bit more, and here we'll do the kind of same thing. Where is the layer? There are so many layers right now that it's okay. Now let's do the same thing here. So here this guy is passing. Here I did that here, but I still need to do this guy here and here. So now we are on the other side. And where is that? Okay, so this guy is cutting here, so this means that we have to cut this guy here. Later on we'll still do some cleaning on the thing here, so yeah, we'll do that in a few seconds. Not this layer, this layer. There is some layers that are kind of overlapping. Yeah, you see here, for example, you can see that this layer here is overlapping, so it's generating a kind of different thing that what we want. So probably what I'll do is that I'll be cleaning a little bit that layers in a few seconds, so we avoid this kind of issue. I think that I did something that I didn't want right now, exactly because of this overlapping of shapes. So let me just clean that a little bit before we try to do something. So this layer, for example, I can tell that there is several layers here that is being overlapping. Okay, so this layer here, okay, this layer we can delete it, big part of it, because then you see that's a little bit better. We still have some thing here, some part to clean. Let's start to do that right now, because then we can know what we are really doing here without any problems. Okay, now we have this part here, and basically now this shape here has only some part of junctions, so let's delete what we don't need from it. Oops. It seems that I have to remove this here. Yeah, okay, because I want the part on the top to have the connections but not on the other part. So whatever we have here that we don't need, I'm removing it. So this part here, okay, and most probably I don't think that we need this part here too. Okay, better, much better. So okay, we still have some part here that is basically doing the connection with the Berkana. Here we have something to clean here. Okay, now we can start to do that again. So let me go back here with all the layers, and we can see. So here we have the Berkana. This Berkana here, it's passing behind. So here is the one that we want to pass over. Now let's just check what is the layer that we need to delete. I think there is this one. Yeah. So here we'll have a small cut. Yep. Yep. I think that that's... Oh, there is more one here. So here I have a cut. And I should have one here too. No? That's right. Okay. Yep, perfect. So now we have our bindrune kind of tied together, kind of really binded. And now what we'll do is that, as I said, we'll just start to clear the points here. So whenever we don't need the thing, we'll remove that, so there is no kind of images passing over and kind of making unnecessary parts here. So for example here, we know that we can delete here. There are still some place here that will be cleaning that. This guy will have a lot of things to clear. So for example, I know that here we have here to clean. Okay, this guy has this thing here to clean. I don't need that. Then we have here to clean too, so let's clean here. In this case we can even go a little bit more because we want to delete in all the 4 points. No, we delete from here. Okay, perfect. And there is this shape here. I don't know if it should be staying there or not. We'll check that and confirm. I think that maybe yes. Yeah, it should be there. Okay. There is a small piece here again that I don't think that it should be there. And there are more things here. Let's go. Okay, so at this point we are going back to here. Okay, where is that? Yeah, it's this guy here. We are removing this small part here. Mm, this part here has some cleaning to be done too. Okay. I don't think that someone's passing over it. We have this guy here, some cleaning too. Okay, I think that we did all the cleanings. Let's just confirm here. A lot of intersections between this bindrune. But again, I really like when I are doing that, so yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have kind of the bindrune done. Really like it. It's kind of a little bit crazy. Of course, that at some perspective, this middle section, it's from some perspective so complicated that it gives a little bit the impression that it's more important than the Dagas. But even though I think that it's kind of a good shape, so I'll leave it this way. Especially because I don't think that would have other way to try to create a shape that will give a good impression. And even if you, for example, try here to do a shape on the top, I think that it'll reduce the vision about the gas, so I think that is not worth it. So we'll leave this way. Okay, it seems that someone like it, if I saw that correctly. Oh, you like it? Yeah, I really think that it's interesting. And one thing that I'll do today, especially because we want to give more focus to the Dagas, is that I'll do something here. Is that we'll use some kind of glow shape that it has here. I think that is this guy here, for example. And what we'll do is that, of course, I'll reduce a little bit the opacity, and I'll put a little bit glow. Oops. I'll put some kind of glow over the Dagas. So that will give some kind of, yeah, let me do a blending here. Soft glow. We can go even smaller the opacity because of that. So we have a kind of soft glow on the gas, which kind of automatically calls the attention for that. And another thing that we'll do is, as always, is that I'll put something behind it. Let's try to do something different today. And for this shape here, yeah, maximum will be interesting. And okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I really like it. Because what you are doing here, let's again remove a little bit more the shape of the glow. Yeah. And we can reduce the shape, the opacity of what we did. So perfect. So now with that, we have some kind of, you can still see the bindrune. Because of the glow that we put, there is a kind of, you call your attention to the Dagas at some perspective, and we still have something on the back that basically makes it not so empty, let me say this way. So yeah, I really like the format, I really like the result. So we are going with this bindrune today. I hope that the person that asked for this bindrune likes it. Again, if you like runes, if you like this kind of content, go to my Instagram account. Basically, I do a bind rune every day. If you want a bind rune for yourself, every Wednesday I open the request box. There is no charge for asking a bind rune and this kind of thing. And yeah, I really like it. I think that we'll finish with that. And again, I hope you like it. And if you like this content, as I said, Rune Lord Sage on the Rune Lord Sage on Instagram, and every day I have been doing here my runes on the Twitch. So see you tomorrow, and hope you like it. Bye, and have a good evening.